My baby, please, where is he? Where has Shen taken him? Yes. If you know me, then you must know the pain I feel. My baby! That monster Shen has taken him from me. He was only a few moments old when that vile man took him from me, ripped him from my arms and carried him away. Please find my baby. Bring him back to me. Let me know how he's doing. Yes, my darling little boy. He was so pretty when he was born, and so quiet too, his blue little face. Please, you have to help me find him. Shen must know where he is. That abominable little man took him from me. Kill him, torture him, whatever you need. Just find my baby. No. No! I can't. I refuse to believe it. My darling, precious little boy. He can't be dead. Not now. Not like this. He must be out there. I must see him with my own eyes. I can't believe anything you say. Words lie. People lie. I must see him with my own eyes. If he were dead, he would be here in my family plot with my other relatives. If your lies are true, then Shen, that murdering monster, would have buried him here. All my family is here. But I don't know these names. I don't know my baby's name. My family would have named him after I passed beyond. Shen must know, or there must be some way to find him. I remember so little since I passed away. He was my darling child, my only son. I had planned to name him... I don't remember what it was. So much of the past is unclear to me now. I remember there was an aunt, an uncle, or was it his father? I don't remember it any clearer than that. Every time I try to grasp it, it slips away. Please find my baby and return him to me. Have you found my baby? Have you seen him? Are you sure? I know I wouldn't be able to stand it if I was separated from him again. Please don't let this madness consume me. Are you sure it is the right grave? I cannot read. Which one is he? This is him! My poor darling. Shen too. He is truly dead after all. I could not bring myself to believe it. Dead before his time. He rests here near my own body. My darling, darling boy. I come to you now.
You. What do you want? Have you come to torture me more? Have you come to see me suffer here unavenged? No one cries for Merchant Bai. You know of me? You've heard about the pains I suffered in life, and this continued torment I have to endure in death? You can understand? You don't run in terror like the rest. Instead, you talk to me. Perhaps you can help. I was a merchant in life. Not a rich one, but I made enough to survive. I sold mostly to the poorer sections of the city. My goods weren't the finest, but they were practical. At the time, there were a pair of brothers, Seet Su and Si Ran, who were the terror of the streets. They extorted money and goods from everyone. They tried to extort from me. When I wouldn't give them what they wanted, they decided to make an example of me. They killed me and mutilated me, and left me dead in that alley. They terrorized the city for weeks after that, but they were finally run down. That might have been where it ended, just as done, but it wasn't. They were buried here, with me. Their deaths, execution by beheading, were harsh enough that they have risen again. My spirit cannot rest quiet with them here. Even now in death, they mock me and torment me as they did in my final moments of life. They drive me mad. Yes, yes! If my killers are at least removed from this world, their spirits will no longer torment me. You must find a way to defeat them and drive them from this place. They were common criminals, so they were not given a normal burial. They were dumped in a communal grave underground to the south. I'm sure you can find them. Thank you, stranger. If you can truly help me, if you do, I'll show you something that even Shen hasn't found yet.
Dancing pretty lights. There's fire in the air and fire inside. They scream like music. You'll scream like a demon when fading moon puts the light inside of you. There's more than that on my head. There's a crown of flame that burns all the time, even when it gets tighter. You'll scream like those maggot people, leeching off the Empire until they burn.
That cheating, lying sow, sullying the Ren name and dragging it in the dirt like this, putting me in the dirt. Ren Fang, if I ever get my claws on you, I'll leave you a stinking, bloated corpse! You've heard of me? What do you know? What do you want here? I have no time for idiots who only want to rob my grave. I exist only for revenge. Revenge on my wife, who after so much talk of faithfulness and love, decided she would be better off without me. She killed me! Poisoned me in my own house. When I find her... Oh, but I can. I can find her and tear her to shreds. I'll scatter her bones to the corners of the earth. But first, I need to find my way out of this damnable cemetery. No matter which way I turn, I always end up back here. We'd been having fights, my wife and I, and she decided to end it. I sat down to eat, and the next thing I knew, I had choked to death and ended up here. That whore decided that I wasn't good enough for her, that she would just move on to something else after our years of marriage. She'll pay. Oh yes, she'll pay. But I have to find her first. Most likely, she's still at our old home. It's in the market district near the entrance to the Black Leopard School. Find her and bring her to me.
Yes. Is there something I can do for you? Yes. Yes, I am. How do you know my name? Have we met? It should never have happened. I was preparing dinner for him, as I normally did, but it burned, so I went and bought some food already prepared. It was the salmon. I knew it smelled odd when I bought it, but the price was right, and I needed it in a hurry, and I'm so ashamed. It was not intentional. I will live the rest of my life with that guilt, and also the guilt of knowing that his spirit does not rest quietly because of it. I have tried to visit his grave, but his madness knows no bounds. He seeks to drive me away at all costs. I think he might even try to kill me. He never listens to me. He doesn't give me a chance, but maybe if you were there with me, could you be there with me? If you believe me, he might listen. Yes, if we went together, he might listen. Can we go now then, to see him?
You? You're back to gloat over this victory of yours, Harpy? Causing my torment and death, is that satisfying to you? How can you be so certain? How can you believe her after you know what she's done to me?
Because he believes me. He has seen me at our home mourning for you still. Not a day has gone by where I didn't cry over your death. It almost makes me wish you'd have your wish, just so I could be with you again.
Feng, you really do care. Then all this time, my cursing, it was wrong. You killed me, but I see now in those eyes I fell in love with that you didn't mean to and that it pains you greatly. I forgive you, Feng.
Thank you for what you have done, for both of us. In time, I hope I can repay you your kindness.
Have you managed to defeat them at last? Thank you, thank you. I feel as if a great weight has been lifted from my spirit. Here, let me show you this. Something Shen hasn't found yet. I hope you use it well, and thank you.
Help! One of those damn spirits came up right in my backyard. The stupid thing won't let anyone get by. It's got my tools and everything. Just kill the damn thing. It's dead then? Heh. Good. I knew that old bag would try to come back for me someday. But she wouldn't have guessed I'd have someone like you on my side. Yeah, I guess you could say that. She was my mother-in-law. Never once in her life did she say a kind word to me, and now she tried to keep at me even in death. You got what you deserved! Do you hear me? You deserved it! But any good job deserves a reward, of course. Here you go. She had some nice things in her grave, too. Since she's gone, I guess she won't be keeping me from them anymore. It's not a robbery. We're family. I'm just taking it back. Besides, she doesn't need it anymore, and I do. Now, go and find those ghosts I told you about. Can't get a good day's work done with them still around. What about them? Well, that's a relief. Can't have her going off and trying to rip out my eyes or something every time I go around there. I need those eyes. Here's the reward I promised you. Now, if you find any more, remember, I'll pay good money for you to put them back down again. So get out there and get some ghosts. Venerated ancestors. Anything else you want to know about the ghosts? Well, that makes things easier on me for sure. Now I can start selling those old plots again. Next time I'll just throw the bones in the river and be done with it. Here's the reward I promised you. Good riddance. Hells, it was probably his old lady that offed him in the first place, and for good reason too, I bet. It's all just business to me, you understand. Here's the reward I promised you. You know, you've done a lot of good here in the necropolis. You've managed to clear out pretty much all of the really troublesome spirits here. One spirit didn't stay here at all, though. Took up his body and left. Moved in with his son, I heard, and the son isn't pleased. He even asked me for a refund. Now that was an expensive burial. I can't give refunds like that. It's bad for business, too, having my customers getting up and walking away. That's where you come in. I need you to go to the tanners in the city core and put his father back in his grave once and for all. It's Tanner Fong. There'll be an extra big reward for that one.
Sipa sair ki unir, kwanurk shinroni sipa. Owo sair uyukap tantarundano, wo tarwair shathir owo. Owo sair uyukap tantarundano, wo tarwair shathir owo. Owo sair uyukap tantarundano, wo tarwair shathir owo.
Wowo sun ponono, yapapap nasia uir sair wooth. Sair yagoak, coconato sir ipanonenico. Wotowir ukawana ir usoanata hoki. Niato nonapadi irovir. O no you wakits was so iroko shusi. Okay, fakarea, ni ukoristroipa. Ikirnik tine piru, wo iferek uk son puno. Niato nonapadi irovir. Koni uk nawata ir. Wo anania ifewir uk sonarok noka uk snapir. Konir fuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Isana yuyo. Tasir tintu. Fonir wo wosi wo tahufu. Ikirnik tine piru. Wo iferek uk son puno.
Wo afawir sun urk fonir uk. Uksier sa fit kup wo sarkir. Ak nukwair tu ak ifruir nuk a pifu taftuir kwair fenurt.
Okay, fakarea, ni ukoristroipa.
Koni akanatir ud kwair washun. Ok yowir rufir ni sair shenefushpa. Sair Renkipa, Sair Thinopi Wuwuth, u Sair Wanson. Ak wiwo ofir, san kasowir wo siyutana.
Ukirwir, no fantayana ukona ni pinatoa. Niato no napadi irovir, koni uk nawata ir.
Wo afawir sun urk fonir uk. Uksier sa fit kup wo sarkir.
Kwa air, ki yir iyo nibu sahir branti. Sa'ir Yakoak, Kokonato Sir Ipanoneniku.
Wosu warwair ni aksair tatasi.
Irkana, Unikasurir Kwananoka Sa'ir Iruru.
Onu yuir napair, wo kwair shapshir fan onu yusair ikupan. Onu yusair, akanto kithir.
Tawi ir Kawana ir Sunir Ipoki.
Wo kausoir noka wowo tarwail shaksiro finupifu.
Irkana, Unikasurir Kwananoka Sa'ir Iruru.
The grave digging business sure is a killer. What do you need? Of course he was dead. The family wouldn't exactly have given me a live man to bury, now would they? That would be unprofessional. Can't have stuff like that getting around. You, dealt with the problem, though? Well, that's good, I guess. As long as I'm not giving any refunds, of course. Here's what I promised you. Business has been more lively lately with you around. A little gravedigger humor there, see? Lively? I'm good. Not at the moment, no. As for later, who knows? You never can tell with life. Or death.
No, no, we can't allow that to happen. It would be too much to bear. But this poor wretch isn't much good either. No, not at all. But what else is there? What else is there? Work, damn you, work! Huh? What do you want? You can't have me, corpse. Not yet. You're not dead. I'm sorry, I just panicked. I thought you were some spirit here for revenge. Ah, well, my work, you see, while very important, may upset some of those spirits not fully at peace. I am conducting my research. I am a doctor by trade, studying the internals of the body and the energies that drive it. But lately, I have come on hard times. My daughter, Wen Wei, has fallen ill, and nothing in my previous training could help me with what ails her. Her liver has been rotted from within, corrupted by some energy I have never encountered before. I don't know what it is, but it has prevented her liver from functioning. Now her body no longer responds. I fear she is dying. I could not stand the possibility of her loss, so I took matters into my own hands. I researched the workings of the body and the spirit, as well as the lore of the creatures that live beyond death. I believe I have found a way to save my daughter, but I have not been successful in my efforts. I have found a way to strengthen, no, to replace the corrupt flesh of one living creature with that of another. Through the energies of the earth and by the divine will of heaven, her body can be made to accept the organ as if it were a part of her. She can be given a new life. But these cursed, wretched corpses do nothing for me. They are too old, too dead. Their organs are rotted beyond repair, even the ones recently buried. I need something else, something more. Either one that is perfectly preserved or one that is fresh. Her time is drawing near. If I cannot get a new organ for her soon, I fear it may be too late. Superstitious nonsense. A corpse is a corpse with no feeling. Even if it does walk around more than normal, I'm sure there is a rational explanation. My daughter is alive, and she needs the flesh they have already cast off. But the organ must be preserved, untouched by death. Only a few rare bodies are given such treatment. I have tried all the organs I could find, but none work. A nobleman here, Jizin, had his body preserved well enough and buried in this graveyard, but his corpse has moved. Thank you. Whatever I can give you in reward, I will. Please hurry. The nobleman was buried in one of the larger tower tombs closer to the entrance. I tried to enter, but his corpse had risen, covered in the protective wrappings he was buried in. I would not have survived. Please, get the liver from him quickly.
They tried to take from me, and they died. I feasted on their souls. Such is the evil I was in life, and am again in death. The underworld has no place for me. Jizin lives. You seek me? You seek one so evil that his very touch spreads the corruption his vanity has caused. My perfect body is a testament to my crimes. To live and feed in death are all that are left to me. A chance to repent. Can it be that after all this time, after years of living death, I am given this one chance to make something right? What is this chance you speak of, mortal? What is this false hope you dangle before me? A girl. After so long, a girl. But I'm a vile and corrupt being, forever damned by the life I led. Set here in this wretched form to walk forever. Redemption, for one such as me? I think not. My life was spent in greed and vanity and corruption. Even in death, I sought to preserve my perfect form. For one whose madness and evil progress even into death? No, there is no hope for me. None at all. And you stand here mocking me for it? Ah, the temptation, yes. So much logic, so much philosophy. But who knows what the heavens will truly decide in the end? But for the chance, and it is a girl, so young, I can taste her pain and suffering lingering about you. So like my own. The blood is thick in my veins, a solid mass where fluid used to flow, now dried and brittle. But the heart still stirs, and it can be moved, though tears no longer flow. My life has been wasted on my own sins, and in death, I have nothing except them. This young thing, this girl, she still deserves life. If my end means this girl lives, then may the heavens look kindly upon me, even though I know they won't. If damnation is my fate, then let it be worth something in the end. Take what you need, mortal.
It can't be done. It can. Why not? It's a perfectly reasonable assumption. There's no reason why it shouldn't. No! It has to work! It has to! Have you managed to find some way to help me? You do? Thank you, thank you. Yes, yes. It looks like it's been preserved well enough. I am amazed that you managed to get this intact. Now I must begin quickly. Her life energy is fading fast. It looks like the operation has worked. She should be safe now. Her breathing has slowed and her heart rate is returning to normal levels. It will be some time before she can stand on her own again. But I'm certain she will make it. Not here, though. Not in this place of death. Thank you, stranger, for what you have done for me. As I promised, I will give you all that I have left. Everything else was spent in pursuit of this dream. I must take her to a place where she can heal. You have my eternal gratitude for what you have done.
Thank you for what you have done. I have been redeemed in my own eyes and in the eyes of heaven. Peace indeed can come to any soul.
Excuse me, out of my way. I've got to get these buns to the Scholars Garden. Quick, quick, now move.
I'm very sorry. Please accept my heartfelt apologies. My husband has the manners of a strutting cock sometimes.
I seem to recall you rather enjoyed my, strutting at one time, old woman.
Shush now. You'll offend the gods of decency. This poor traveler's likely to think that the Imperial City is full of indecent folk and offensive talk. Now then, after all the trouble we've caused you, is there anything we can help you with? We've got fresh buns. Just made them myself.
Talk. That's all people want to do. I don't get paid to talk. I sell buns. That's what I do.
Ha! No time to talk, he says. The only time you're ever quiet is when you're eating one of my buns. Now be polite and answer some questions.
We're members of the local traveling circus. I'm a fire eater and Lena is a juggler. We just sell buns on the side to make a little extra silver.
Junda, could you try to be civil just this once? This buffoon of a man is Junda, and I am Lena, his wife, as he is fond of reminding me. We sell buns here in the city. Well, I bake, and he sells. There is much to tell about the city, but we do need to sell the buns while they're fresh. Perhaps you could be more specific?
Why don't you go and check out the Imperial Arena? It's a prosperous place to sell buns, especially before a big fight.
You and those fights. I can't stand watching them. I prefer to take walks by the wall, or just gaze at the magnificent palace.
What's to tell? Fighters fight, spectators watch, gamblers gamble. It's just like any other arena, except the level of competition is very high here. I'd talk to Kui, the promoter, if you really want to know more about the arena. He talks more than you do, but at least he buys my buns. It's busy, but it's a good place to get information and meet people. Best wine in the Empire, too.
How would you know, you lazy lout? You've never been outside the city in your life. Best in the Empire. Ha! Probably the only wine you've ever had. The wall is magnificent. It just keeps growing. Though I pity the criminals who are forced to work there. Very few ever return. The palace is truly one of our greatest treasures. The heavens have indeed blessed our empire greatly to give us such a beautiful edifice.
It's unnatural, I say. Just floating up in the air. Emperor or no, it's not right to live in a place that just floats like that.
What did you want to know? Well, this district is called the Market District. This is where most of the buying and selling happens. Most of the lower classes live and work here.
And die here, too. Not like those nobles and wealthy merchants over in the Golden Way or in the Scholar's Garden. Born into a life of luxury. Huh, must be nice.
Yes, dear. Life has been cruel, hasn't it? Good work, a wonderful family, and many friends. Poor Junda. Next you'll blame the nobles for your backaches, too.
Yes, yes, more questions. Are you sure I couldn't interest you in a bun? They're nice and fresh. Or at least they were when we started talking. Death's Hand. Now there's a name you don't hear often. I'm just a simple bun seller, but even I know enough to be careful who I utter that name around.
For once we agree, husband. Death's Hand is a walking nightmare. It is said that if you see him coming, then it's already too late. But enough of wives' tales. Just be careful who you mention that name to, unless you wish to draw bad attention to yourself.
If he hasn't bought a bun from me, I likely don't know him. Come to think of it, if he hasn't bought a bun from me, I don't want to know him.
Junda, you withered old coconut! What's your problem? There's more to life than selling these buns, you know. I'm sorry to say I haven't heard of your friend either, and I'm not sure what you mean by master. Try the Scholar's Garden. The people there might know your friend.
Go then. I have buns to sell, and it doesn't look like you're buying.
Don't mind him. He just takes a while to get used to. Much like an ache in the bones if it lasts long enough. Eventually, you learn to ignore it. Good day to you.
Oh, hello. I'm sorry, I was just muttering to myself. I'm in some trouble and... Wait! You could help me! You're clearly not from around the Imperial City, and I need someone's help most desperately. Someone unaffected by the politics of this place. Well, you see, there's been a mix-up. No, an error. Oh, who am I kidding? Some bastard has changed my play! I am Incisive Chorus, the playwright. I'm sure you've heard of me. And if not, you have... now, I suppose. One of my productions has been touring the countryside and catching people's attention. We were asked to bring it into the city and perform here in the Golden Way. The play must go on, but not as they want it. The play's been changed, you see. One very key piece of the play has been rewritten. No! Well, yes, but not like this. They've changed it from a commentary of man's inhumanity to man to a satire of the Empire. I tell you truthfully that they've lost the whole point of the piece. A like-minded island amidst a sea of dolts. Oh dear, that was a poor metaphor. The point stands, regardless. I'm certain the Lotus Assassins would blame me for the satire. I will gladly offer you the going rate for a leading man, just for a walk-on part. I need you to take a role in the play and read the role the, original way. You have a most regal bearing, so I'd expect you'd have no major problems at any rate acting the role of Lady 14 Flowers.
That's a generous offer. Lead roles pay fairly well.
If you talk to first-degree thespian Fong up by the pagoda, tell him you're the replacement actor. He'll be desperate, so all you'll have to do is read the proper lines. Of course, all the roles are played by men, or at least women with the decency to pose as men playing women. It can get complex sorting it all out. Oh, they will. It's a role practically suited to one of your stature. It'll come to you as easily as pleasant scents on a spring wind.
Here's a copy of the original script for your scene. Pivotal, I assure you. This copy reads properly, not like that edited pile of dung. Hurry over to the large pagoda overlooking the Golden Way and tell Fong that you're the replacement. They won't wait forever, so step quickly to it. Remember, you'll have to memorize your lines. No script on stage, of course. Also, make sure you read from this script. Now, good... No, you're about to perform, so I shan't jinx it. Get to it!
Excuse me. You're in my way, and I'm trying to keep an eye out for our replacement actor. You? You're the replacement? Well, why aren't you in costume? If you're going to be playing Lady 14 Flowers, you'll need your dress! There's no time for you to run back and get yours. I'm sure we can find one to fit in the back, though most of our performers are less... broad. Did they give you a copy of the script when they sent you over here? Let me see that. No! This is all wrong. They sent you with the old script. Bloody Actors Guild is staffing itself with water buffaloes, I tell you. Here, have it back. The script's recently been revised, so even if you're familiar with the old version, read it again for the changes before you head on stage. Well, a southern noble funded the location and travel for us, but wanted to make a few tweaks. We couldn't afford to miss the exposure. Our writer wasn't that happy, but we accepted the revisions, and here we are. I'm sure your Actors Guild told you that we have standard rates. We'll happily pay you the going rate for a lead, especially since this is short notice. Ruin your scene and you get nothing, just like normal. Understand? Just get at least half the lines correct, and the crowd will figure out what's happening. Any less than that, and it becomes one of those obscure plays no one likes. Now, read that script over. Come talk to me when you've got it, and we'll get you into final costume and onto the stage. Have you read the script? Do you feel one with Lady 14 Flowers yet? That's the spirit. Let's get you into the back and costumed up, Lady 14 Flowers.
Watch closely. We shall see if the informant was accurate.
Imagine condemning the Jade Empire at its heart. The fools.
All of heaven's blessings guide him, but sagacious Tien has been absent from the palace for such a time. His conquests of the northern kingdoms have kept his light from us. All the scattered kingdoms have seen the light of his rule, and our emperor's advisors grow in number. The arable lands to the south, all the way to the useless jungles, which were left as nothing for the Monkey King, are fused into the mighty Jade Empire. To the east, sagacious Tien has spread his light to the very waters themselves, and lo, to the west he found enlightenment among the hills of the 6 holy scrolls. But what word from the wastes of the horse lords? Aha! What is this? Why, 'tis Lady 14 Flowers. We can only hope she brings word. My dearest Lady 14 Flowers, under what banner does your entourage travel today? Peace in the north? Could this be? Have all the horse lords been subjugated so easily? Heaven smiles upon the Empire today. Your arrival here is certainly welcome, as your kingdom is one of the most recent to join the Jade Empire. We have had word that the hostilities have ceased. Tell me, most gracious lady, when was this momentous decision reached? You phrased that most interestingly, Lady 14 Flowers. Why do I sense there is more to this story? But surely the might of the Jade Empire is unquestionable, and our will to victory unswayed. And tell me, most gracious madam, when the final blow was struck, where was our noble leader? Deep in the wastes of the north? Surely you mean the far edge, the Horse Lord camps broken behind him. There's been nothing but the gentle drafts of spring here in the Imperial City for weeks. With such a chill in the air, was this some time ago? My lady, I sense that there is more to your story than I have gleaned. Perhaps my own perceptions blind me. It seems to me that some part of your story remains untold. Do my questions block the truth? Tell me this, if nothing else, good lady. When the cry for peace rose up, who was it that our great emperor turned to? The heavens had turned to him? These words, are they riddles? Wait, what word is this from the front? The Emperor sends word of his return. The Horse Lords are unconquered, but our forces were undefeatable. What happened to cease the expansion of the Empire, dear lady? A celestial event, most auspicious. And so, our most noble emperor saw a sign from the heavens. Our mighty armies poised to crush the Horse Lords and stretch the empire to the ends of the earth, but we stopped. For now, even I see that there are limits to ambition, and overreaching those limits invites nothing but disaster. All praise the Emperor, for his wisdom is infinite. My lady, you have my deepest thanks for bringing this news to us. I shall inform the court immediately.
What in the dragon's eye was that? I saw no treason there. Oh, the informant will suffer for a lifetime.
You there, Lady 14 Flowers. The crowd loved it. Fantastic performance. You managed to hit every line perfectly.
I'll admit that was truly memorable.
Our sponsor may not be happy with the version you read, but I've always preferred the old version of the play anyway. I guess Incisive Chorus put you up to this, because I know I gave you the new script to study. Good for him. I believe I owe you an actor's fee. Enjoy. I'm glad you were here to fill in. We would have sunk faster than a bottomless boat without a solid Lady 14 Flowers on hand. Rather fun. Now I know you're not one of the guild actors. They're never positive about anything. Oh well, no harm done, I'm sure. The performance wouldn't have gone on without you, professional actor or not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have things I must attend to.